Are you ready for the intellectual beatdown of a lifetime? It's Deep Thoughts, Shallow Host.
Okay, pipe down. It's me, your Uncle Bob, and boy, have I been on a journey. I've been digging through the scribblings of these academic head cases. You know the type. They use $5 words to explain why water is wet. But don't you worry, I've done the hard part. I waded through all the gobbledygooks so I can translate it for you, a normal human being.
And I gotta tell ya, the ideas are nuts for sure, but the people who come up with this stuff, they're living on a whole other planet. A planet where your job is to ask a chair if it truly feels like a chair. So get a load of these silly geese. Let's get into it. All right, first up, they drop a real bombshell. Apparently, the whole thing's over. Pack it in, folks. Philosophy is kaput. Okay, so what in the world does that even mean? Long live philosophies, now that philosophy is dead. Is that a typo? Is it some kind of joke? It sounds like a car salesman telling you, the good news is you get 2 cars. The bad news is the first one exploded. What are they trying to pull here? So, after staring at this thing till my eyes started to cross, I think I figured it out. See, philosophy, with the big old capital P, that's the old way of thinking. The idea that there's one single perfect instruction book for the universe, one right answer for everything. Well, these new guys are saying, buzz off, you silly goose, that's over. Now we've got philosophies, little p. And that's basically a free-for-all. It's not one big manual, it's a million different IKEA instructions, all for furniture you don't own, and they're all stained with coffee. It's total chaos. And honestly, it's kind of funny. So if there's no big rule book anymore, how do we end up being, well, us? You know, how does a guy become a guy who only wears fishing vests? According to these geniuses, it all starts in a giant, swirling mess of pure chaos. A process whereby an identity comes to be presupposes an actual infinite or indeterminate chaos. Indeterminate chaos? Is that what we're calling the junk drawer in my kitchen now? Come on, you can't just throw words like that around and act like you said something profound. Let me try and make this make sense. So they have this term for it, right? Passive synthesis. Basically, here's what works. You're not born a Hawaiian shirt guy, but you wear one to a party, as a gag. And then maybe you buy another, and before you know it, it's 6 months later, your whole closet is floral, and you're arguing with your wife about putting a tiki bar in the garage. The shirt just became you. You just kind of fell into it. Out of all the zillions of things you could have done, you're just a bunch of habits you picked up by accident. Get it? I swear the guy who came up with this, his brain is a bag of wet squirrels. He took a pretty simple idea, that you are what you do, and dressed it up in so much academic nonsense, he probably couldn't even explain it to his own mother. Okay, so we're just a bunch of chaotic hobbits walking around. Fine, but what about the world itself? Is it all one big organized, solid thing? Not a chance. Not according to these guys. Right, so you got 2 competing ideas. There's monism, the old way, that says the universe is one big, solid thing. Totally connected. Think of a brand new bowling ball, right? Smooth, perfect, all one piece. But our head case friends, they're all about pluralism. And their idea of the universe is that it's just a bunch of random junk. It's like that drawer in your kitchen. You got some batteries, a dried up pen, rubber bands, a key to God knows what. None of it's really connected. It's just sitting there next to each other. And just listen to how these poets talk about it. It's a harlequin's coat, a wall of loose, uncemented stones. Islands and straits? Are you describing reality, or are you trying to sell me a timeshare in the Bahamas? Who talks like this? It's unbelievable. But you know what? A messy garage full of islands? I actually get that. My life is a wall of loose stones. Every Saturday I'm out there trying to figure out if the hedge trimmer is its own island or if it's part of the continent of things that won't start. Finally, a philosophy that makes sense to a regular person. Okay, so let's recap. The world's a chaotic mess, you're an Occident, and reality is a junk drawer. So what in the heck are you supposed to do about any of it? Oh, don't worry, they've got an answer for that. And you guessed it, it's totally bananas. It's called willing the event. And the idea is this. When something completely weird happens in your life, you don't fight it, you don't fix it, you lean into it, hard. So let's say your transmission starts making a sound like a goose getting stepped on. You don't go to the mechanic, no, you name the sound. You call it Gary. And when people ask, you say, oh, that's just Gary, he gets chatty on hills. You become the guy with the honking car. You don't solve the problem, you make the problem your whole personality. And then, just when you think it can't get any weirder, they hit you with this. The event is inscribed in the flesh. What does that even mean? Do I have to get a tattoo of the weird noise? You see, it's not enough to just put up with the weirdness. You have to become the weirdness. You gotta wrap yourself in it like a blanket. These people are absolutely nuts. And you know what's crazy? I've seen this in real life. I swear, this stuff escapes from the university labs and infects regular people. Let me tell you about my neighbor Dave. Oh, poor Dave. So it started out small. One garden gnome. No big deal, right? A week later, there's like 50 of them. He started calling it the Gnomeland Republic, a multiplicitous assemblage. I'm not making this up. Then he stops mowing his lawn, says he's rejecting the monism of the Homeowners Association for a world of loose stones. So what happens? His wife leaves him. And his big takeaway is that she just couldn't will the event. He went full philosopher, and all it got him was a divorce and a citation for his weeds. Incredible. All right, let's bring this circus in for a landing. After all the chaos, the loose stones, the gnomes, what's the actual point of all this? Where are we supposed to end up? So these guys say the whole point is to acquire a consistency without losing the infinite. You know, trying to build a stable life for yourself without giving up on all the wild, crazy possibilities out there. And I thought about that, and I gotta be honest, that is my exact problem at an all-you-can-eat shrimp buffet. How do I get a consistent feeling of being full without losing the infinite possibility of just one more plate of shrimp? See, maybe these guys aren't so crazy after all. We're all just trying to figure out the buffet. I'm Uncle Bob. Catch you next time.